Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to basically do a brief summary of what it's actually like to be at an IEA show and like what you are going to do like for either flat class or a jumping class. So I hope you guys enjoy and subscribe to my channel below and follow me on Instagram and Twitter, which the links are also going to be in the description box below. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Alright, so I'm going to get into it. So an IEA show is basically, it's part of the Interscholastic Equestrian Association. So it's basically a program for people or kids 6th to 12th grade to compete and not have to own your own horse, which you don't have to do for normal shows anyhow. And you get to go with teams, so it's more like a team thing. So you have a team, like where if you're just showing, you really don't have that. So it's kind of nice because of that. Well, it is nice, it's not kind of, it is. So anyhow, I'll just kind of get into it. In the IEA, you get picked a random horse. So like sometimes the coaches will draw for you, or you will draw for yourself. It's like really random. Like I know we had to draw out of like a hat box type thing, and it was candy and it had the horse's name or whatever on it. I don't eat candy, so I don't really care about the candy. So yeah, and then sometimes there's also a sheet of paper that will tell you the horse's temperaments and just basically about a little description about them. You can also ask the riders about the horse or your coach because they've seen them before. And you can actually draw the same horse. Like I know for one of my shows this year, for both my cross rail class and my flat, I drew the same horse. He's a good boy too. But yeah, so yeah, you get picked a random horse. So it's always kind of nerve-wracking almost. Or at least for me, because it's a random horse, but it makes you a better rider because the point of the IEA is also that any rider should, if you're a good rider, you should be able to ride any horse. So, yeah, that's basically what the IEA does as far as, like, random horses and stuff. So, a jumping class, or well, I call them jumping because I'm used to show jumping, but, because I watch that a lot more. Cross rails and rails, it's all equitation, hunter or jumping, and you don't have to like full seat. You can actually sit up a little bit more. Anyhow, you'll get 2 warm-up jumps. So like one, you'll go down, like I know I've had it on the 3/4 line, do clockwise, and then go down this diagonal, change leads, and then go over the next jump on the opposite side. So like there's a jump here, a jump here. So yeah, that's one of them. I think they can also be on the diagonals, or they can be on the outside. So you only get 2 warm-up jumps for the cross rails or whatever. Then you'll go in and you'll do your course and whatever, and then the judge will basically judge you. I've had pretty simple courses because the jumps aren't even that high. I've jumped way higher at home. But yeah, so it's pretty simple and straightforward. Make sure you walk the course. It helps you memorize it better. If you can get a hold of paper or take a picture of the course, I definitely recommend that because I forgot my second course when I did it this year. So yeah, that's the jumping. So it's basically straightforward. They'll judge you and whatever. The flat classes are also pretty simple. You get a horse randomly, and then when they announce your class, you'll go down and mount your horse when they tell you to. Which another thing about the jumping is I've actually had it to where they had me in a certain order, but it never went by that order. I always went first almost. So just a heads up, if you do this, you probably will get to go first, which is always fun because you get to set the tone for that class. Anyhow, the flat work, you'll go in and you'll go counterclockwise, and then because it's easier if you've never done it, so you kind of know what I'm talking about. So they'll have you walk and then maybe sit the trot or post the trot or both eventually. And then if it's a smaller class, they'll have you canter that direction, and then eventually they'll change. You'll do the walk, trot, sitting trot, and canter. And then if it's a large class, they'll have the riders go in the middle. And they'll have, like I've had judges, they call out a number, and it can be you, so make sure you know your number. They'll say the riders to the left or to the right, and then those riders will go out and do the canter both directions. So because it gets a little crowded, because they only allow up to 6 places, so I think when it's like 13 riders, they'll split classes. So You can have a class up to 12 riders. It's a pretty big class, and you have to be careful for crowding, especially crowding others out and crowding yourself. So, yeah, be used to working around people. That's definitely a piece of advice. And, yeah, flat classes are basically that, and then they'll announce what you placed. So it's really fun, honestly. Yeah. What else do I want to say? Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it kind of helped you a little bit for your first IEA show and just what to expect. I mean, it's pretty simple, straightforward. It takes a bit of getting used to, but like it's fun. Yeah, you'll go through your course and do whatever and get your ribbons basically if you get one. And it's all hunters, so make sure you're sitting the canter in the flat work or flat classes. So yeah, that's basically all I have for like what an IEA show basically is. I could go a lot more into detail, but I don't want to make this video too long. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys!